Welcome to KX News on the Go. I'm Chance. A body has been recovered from the Souris River near Broadway in Minot. According to the police department there, just before 3 o'clock Monday afternoon, officers responded to a report of a deceased male in the river. Now, that person was discovered by people who had been fishing in the area, and the Minot Fire Department recovered the body from the river. At this time, we do not know that person's name. There are no obvious signs of trauma at the moment. The incident remains under investigation. An update to a story now we brought you last week. State lawmakers originally said no to a bill giving utility companies immunity from liability after wildfires. On Friday, State House lawmakers brought back Senate Bill 2339 to reconsider, after which it passed 62-28. Now, originally, the legislators brought the bill forward, arguing that in some states, power companies could be bankrupted by claims following wildfires. The bill was also approved yesterday in the state Senate. Lawmakers who support the idea say utility companies can come up with a wildfire mitigation plan in order to better shield themselves from lawsuits.
This does not just give a utility the immunity. The may inside of this language is if they want this elevated immunity, if they want this, then they have to do the plan.
So in the case of a wildfire like we had, a landowner that just lost everything has to scrounge the money together to prove the fault of the utility. I think that a company that is granted public utility status can use the threat of eminent domain to take land or force easements or gain access to your land should be held to a standard that they have to prove that they aren't at fault in these situations.
Spokespeople with the North Dakota Public Service Commission tell KX News that utility providers are not required to report to PSC what they are doing to lower the risk of wildfires. And North Dakota state lawmakers approved an idea that could cap how much people have to pay for prescription drugs. Representative Karen Carl sponsored House Bill 1216, which was seeking to add a cost share for people in North Dakota who have to pay for prescriptions. The bill would put a cap on certain drugs if there are no generic forms of that medication available. State senators had tried amending the bill to apply to rare and life-threatening diseases. However, that did fail. Lawmakers say one difficulty they've run into is a blame game among hospitals, pharmacy, and health insurance companies.
And so until those major stakeholders don't take this seriously and try to find a solution that they can bring us collaboratively, if this is the only lever we have to pull to say that a family who cannot afford a life-saving drug for their child or for their loved one, if a coupon is all it's going to take and we're going to say that that can count towards their out-of-pocket, then I'm going to vote in favor of that North Dakotan, and I encourage the body to do the same.
According to the bill's fiscal note, legislative leaders expect this bill could cost the state a little under $4.5 million in the next 2 years. Here's Andre with a quick check of your forecast.
Well, thank you so much, Chance. And looking here in our capital city right now, we are seeing temperatures at 39 degrees and the winds out of the west at 11 miles per hour, and it's causing our KX cam to be on that shaky side. But other than that, we're seeing those partly cloudy conditions here. But as we head over into the Magic City, this is where it's the complete opposite. We're seeing those cloudy skies and even a little bit of drizzle starting to go here. And temperatures are at 38 degrees and the winds are out of the west at 18 miles per hour. But as we head over into our current storm team radar, we're continuing to see those light rain showers and even a little bit of snow showers in our northern tier counties. And this is mainly along and north of Highway 2. And this is going to continue throughout the rest of our morning here. But as far as our current temperatures, our temperatures right now are mainly in the 30s and the 40s. So it's a relatively warm start to our day. But here's the thing, temperatures really won't be climbing too much more throughout the day. And I'm about to show you that in just a little bit. And our winds are out of the north and west about 5 to 15 miles per hour. And with these breezy winds and with the dry conditions that we're going to see in our southern areas, this is going to pose the threat for some fire concerns with a high to very high chance of seeing those fires in the southern counties. And this includes here in Bismarck and also in Dickinson. So make sure that you're being careful throughout the day today. Now, The reason why we're going to be seeing these breezy winds and also those rain chances is because we have this area low pressure here that's going to be pivoting that moisture into our northern interior counties. But with this area low pressure and this area of high pressure that is to our west, and with them being so close to each other, this is allowing for a gradient in the atmosphere to occur and thus increasing the wind. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, once we get into the afternoon hours, we will start seeing those rain chances shift this way towards Williston and into the north and the western portions of our viewing area, and we will see that continuing into around 5-6 o'clock this evening as well. But as we head into 9 o'clock this evening, that is where that moisture will start to lift on out just a little bit and move its way towards the south and east over time as our area low pressure towards our east continues to move its way towards the east at a very slow pace, and then that precipitation will dissipate as we head into the day on Wednesday. And the wind gusts will be increasing throughout the day today too. Wind gusts around 20 to 30 miles per hour during the morning and early afternoon hours. And then once we get into the afternoon and early evening hours, that's where we'll see those wind gusts around about 30 to 40 miles per hour. And then once we get into the evening and overnight hours, we'll see those wind gusts start to calm on down. Now, our highs for today will mainly be in the 50s, which means guess what? That spring meter will be at a level 3 for today. And once we get into tonight, temperatures will drop on down into the 20s and even some 30s as well. So it's going to be a cooler night. And then our area of high pressure will kind of build its way towards the east, and this will kind of quiet things down overall over the next few days, and also keeping us on the mild side for sure. And throughout the day on Wednesday, we're going to see those temperatures climb up into the 50s, and it will be quite a warm day for this time of year, about 5 degrees above normal. Now, looking here in Williston, we will see those conditions dry out once we get into our Wednesday, Thursday, and our Friday, and then we'll see those wet conditions potentially returning as we head into the weekend. And that same thing goes for Dickinson as well, with temperatures in the 60s by Saturday. Now, once we get into Minot, we will see those temperatures overall just remain on the seasonal side over the next several days. Rain chances returning by the time we get into the weekend, and that is going to be about a carbon copy here in the capital city too. So chance it looks like spring has finally made itself known.
Sounds good. Thanks, Andre. For everyone here at KX News, I'm Chance Stickland. Have a great Tuesday.